Hi guys, I'm Mike Malloy from Malloy's Craft Butchery in Cambridge. I am super excited to be in the Grillo studio today. Here I have a pork shoulder, so I'm going to teach you how to bone, roll and smoke a pork shoulder. I'm going to be teaching you my secret butcher's knot that every butcher in the country asks me about when they meet me. This is a Blythborough pig from Suffolk. We have the whole pork fore here. So this is a complete shoulder section of the animal. So you've got the neck end, which is where we get our collar or our copper, where you get your shoulder of pork from. We have the hand, we have some little spare ribs on top, and then we have the hock and the trotter. Hocks and trotters great for making soup. Hands are really good slow roast. Ribs great for doing nice and slowly on the barbecue. But the neck end is what we all use most of the time. Most of this will go into sausages. So we have the pork shoulder. First job is to split it in half with a saw, and then we're going to go through the ball and socket joint of the shoulder and take this into two pieces. You don't ever want to saw through meat. We want to make sure that we're only sawing through the bone. And then when we get to this point, when we're going through the meat, we want to use a small boning knife. Nice and easy. Just feel those ligaments pop. And then we come down the side of the pork shoulder and square it up. So all we're doing is removing the hand. So we've taken off the hand of pork, and most of this will go into sausages. I love sausages. A guy called Greg Biggs, very famous in Cambridge as the sausage man. One of my biggest mentors back in the day. He had over 180 flavours of sausages. So at Malloy's we make all 180 flavours that I know. My head butcher Rob has another 50, 60 flavours. We have a former Michelin star chef working for us who's got amazing sort of flavour pairings and combinations. So all in all, there must be upwards of sort of 250, 300 types of sausages. We make 6 or 7 each week on a rotation basis. So all I'm going to do now is remove the backbone and these last few ribs. We'll take this off as one piece, and then we'll remove the scapula, or the shoulder blade. And I love butchery. I've been doing this since I was 12 years old. My dad sent me to work in a butcher's when I was 12, hoping that it would make me work hard at school. Unfortunately, me being the rebellious little cupcake that I am, went, this is brilliant, I'm gonna do this for a living. So backbone's removed, now it's onto the shoulder blade. In the safety of your own home, it's a challenging thing to try. We run some fantastic butchery classes where you can come down to the shop, work with me and the team, and learn how to do some butchery. So you can buy a whole pig and learn how to cut it up and take everything home with you. It's a really fantastic day out, great for sort of birthday and Christmas presents. But yeah, it's sometimes better left to the professionals. So every time you do a cut, it's always good just to give a little tickle on your knife, just to make sure it's nice and sharp. A sharp knife will do you less damage when you cut yourself. Notice how I said when. So this is your neck end of pork, a really fantastic roasting joint. If we were to take out this sort of flat iron and these sort of blade muscles here, what you'd be left is your pork collar or your pork copper, which is a really great way of doing steaks for the barbecue, that kind of thing. But today we're going to roll it as a whole, so all we need to do is score the skin and then we'll tie it. So scoring these tiny little cuts, and all it does is allow the fat to be exposed. So as that starts to render down, it will bubble up and basically fry the skin, which is what helps get the crackling. As you can see, this skin is nice and dry. If you're looking for good crackling, anything that's been vacuum packed, sometimes in the supermarkets, you get this really wet skin, it's not going to crackle. So here we have the trusty favourite, butcher's twine. All we're going to do is tie this. It means that we're going to have all of the muscles at the same density, which is going to really help keep it cooking evenly throughout the whole time we smoke it. So, tail in your right hand, long bit in your left hand. We're going to make a gun. You go halfway around the gun and flick that underneath. Okay? Halfway around your gun and flick that underneath. Then you're feeding your tail through the front of that loop, and we have a beautiful slip knot. Okay? To finish it, all you're going to do is 2 fingers, round twice, grab the end, and put it nice and tight. That knot is not going anywhere. This was taught to me by one of my earliest mentors, a guy called Kevin Tarbett. There's hundreds of different ways of doing this knot, but this is the one that I found was the quickest. There's a really great guy, Fake Duck Butchery, who's championed this knot online, and every butcher that I meet, when they see that I do it, is desperate to learn how to do it because it's so easy, it's so quick. On a normal day, we'll probably do 200 or 300 of these knots, so speed and ease is really, really important. So all we're going to do now is trim up the edges. Again, all of this will be going into sausages. You can also see we've got a really nice covering of fat on here. I'm not a huge fan of lean pork. I think that especially when you're slow roasting, you want this intramuscular fat, all this marbling is fantastic. And then a good sort of 14 gauge covering of fat means you can get a really great result and a really fantastic flavour. This baby is going on. We're going to do it super hard for about 600 degrees for about 45 minutes. And then we're going to crank the heat right down and let it have a nice, slow, relaxing time. My favourite flavour. Recency bias will have me believe that the lamb, mint and cranberry that we made this week were stupid good. We make a Korean barbecue, really sort of sweet Korean barbecue sauce in there, really fantastic. But my old favourite was the Old Smoky, which is a sort of decade-old recipe from Northrop's back in the day in Cambridge on Mill Road, which is chilies, garlic and some smoked flavouring. It's just a fantastic basic sausage. Amazing. So we took this off the Gusto about an hour ago. This has been sat resting in the skillet. Really, really proud of how this has come out. The crackling sounds phenomenal. You can just hear the knife going across it. So this is a beautiful Sunday roast. Really good if you want to pull it down for pulled pork sandwiches, serve with some apples, some black pudding, really nice with mash, or you can just do it as a traditional roast. But this is a fantastic joint, done the right way. So the idea behind this video was to show you my butcher's knot. There are many, many ways of tying up meat, but this is my favourite way of doing it. It's quick, it's efficient, it's clean. Lots and lots of butchers, when I meet them, want to see this knot, and this is what I teach them. Ooh. These are amazing. Little pork trotters, full of gelatin. I have a former Michelin star chef who has asked me to bone out 120 of these a week, and I gave him the polite answer of no.